We are back at Mantle Lake Park. I had a wonderful day yesterday visiting my uncle and two cousins up in Madawaska, Maine. Didn't take any videos or even any pictures. I think my cousin took a couple, but we just really enjoyed talking about old stories and looking at pictures of all the relatives, and went and first had breakfast, then we had lunch, then we had dinner. Actually, I think we skipped lunch. But at any rate, we spent the whole day together. I didn't leave until, I don't know, 8:30, I think it was. And then popped back down here, got back here around 9:30, quarter to 10. So, very, very wonderful visit. Wonderful to see my uncle who I hadn't seen in a number of years. And my cousins. I had one cousin. It was actually a different cousin than I thought was coming up. The youngest brother came up instead of the middle brother. Little brother's actually coming up next week. I have plans to go up and visit with his dad and him again. But the youngest brother came up, and I hadn't seen him for, I think, 25 years is what we figured out. We figured it out by the last time I remembered was visiting him in a particular town, local town, and he told me how long it had been since he'd been there. And also by his son. I talked to his son on video call, which was really nice. Last time I'd seen his son, the only time I'd ever seen his son was when he was a baby. So that was very nice. His son is now known as the bear man. He's a bear biologist. So that was pretty cool. He's a young man, 25. Come on, Taki. Come on. She's eating grass like crazy. Her stomach's been upset, I think. I don't think the new food is agreeing with her all that much. The reason I turned the video on, because just a minute ago she was jumping through the high grass having fun, and it was very cute. I wanted to get a video of it, and then of course she stops when I get the video out. Get the camera out. Yes, you gonna jump through the high grass? You wanna go up there? I don't really want to go up there, but I'll go a little ways with you. She is pulley today because I took a long time. My older cousin, we talked about how I can get my kayak on my truck because my short bed, it just doesn't fit. It's a 4.5 foot, 5 foot bed or something like that, and almost half the kayak hangs out the other end. And he mentioned this sort of T-bar thing that they use for lumber, and I went to Harbor Freight, and they did indeed have them, and $60. And so when I get my Social Security check, I'm going to get that so I can rig up my kayak on top of the truck. So that was a good thing. So I was thinking, very likely things happen in my life where I learn this lesson and I forget it. It helps to talk to people about things because they have a solution that you don't think of, and I hadn't known about the T-bar kind of thing, and it's a perfect solution for my kayak carrying dilemma. So looking forward to getting that solved and done, and getting that kayak put up there. I have to get some new tie downs. The ones I have are not very strong. That came with my Thule rack, which doesn't fit my truck. So I had a Thule rack for a sedan car that I had. And I know I can get different towers, but the towers were like $125 each. So a $60 T-rack, and it's more secure. I could do the Thule on top of the truck cab, but I wouldn't feel like it was that secure. And it'd be harder to get to. It'd be up higher. This way it's accessible from me standing on the bumper of the truck. I can tie it off and untie it, and or standing on the tailgate, whatever. So you're not gonna play anymore, Taki? You were all playing a minute ago. Now she's all about eating grass. You were all jumping through the grass and having fun. What happened to that? You gonna jump in the tall grass and get some crickets? Any crickets in there? Is there any crickets in there, Taki? You can get some crickets in there? Did you find any? Did you find any crickets? She said, I'm not looking for them. I'm eating grass. Come on, you. So anyway, wonderful, wonderful Father's Day with my uncle. It really was. He's 89. And getting a little frail of health. But I was amazed at how much energy he had. I met them at the breakfast place at 10 o'clock-ish, something like that. And then we went, let's see, what did we do? We went on a ride. We went on a couple of rides. But yeah, we went down to we did go back to the house and sit there and talk for a while and look at pictures. Then we went to the cemetery to put some flowers on his wife's grave, who died a year ago. And that was nice. And then I did take pictures of the two of them, but it was actually with his camera. So I took a picture of them with the headstone, standing, son and dad. And then we went back to the house a little bit, and then we took another ride all around the area. We went to Pelletier Island, which my uncle told me the French actually call it. Pelletier is not, and I thought Pelletier was Pelletier. It's up in that area, the valley. It's, how do you say, please, something like that. No, it's almost like an S on the end. No T sound at all. No R sound at all. So that was interesting. Like I said, the French spoken up there has got to be an old dialect because it's far removed, 200 years removed from France kind of thing. And it's almost like being on an island up there. It's so small that, the dialect just formed and developed and stayed that way. So we drove around and went up on a high point near the airport and overlooks the lake. And that was very pretty. Went around the island. And then we went a long way back to the house. Then we spent some more time at the house looking at pictures and talking about stories. Family stories. I'm not going up there talking. Hey, Taki's being totally boring. I thought she was so cute, jumping through the grass, and she's just not doing that anymore. But she is on a hunt. I realized that her hunt drive, if that's what they call a prey drive, whatever, is really strong. And I need to find a way to get that out. That's when she's pulling. When she thinks she's going to find something, that's when she pulls. So I got to find a way to get her to be able to express that without yanking my arm off and for the urge to be satisfied. But anyway, back to my uncle and my cousin, the visit. It was very nice. And we finished up meeting the second cousin and a little tasty freeze. And we tried to order some lobster rolls, and they're out of lobster. And then somebody tried to order scallops, and they said they're out of scallops. But then somebody still got scallops. I don't know. So I don't know how that exactly worked. Maybe they only had a few. And then we went back to the house and chatted a little bit more. I got to chat with my cousin, like I said, and his the younger cousin and his son. And they caught me up on their lives. I kind of caught them up on my life. I don't want to talk too much about my life because I think it's a little shocking. It's funny, my uncle definitely knows because I think my mother told him that I'm sleeping in my vehicle. And I think my older cousin knew too, because they showed me that my uncle, he went down to the hospital recently and to have a shot because it's a chemo shot, and passed out after he got out of the hospital. He came down here to Pascal, which I'd known. I was right here. And so that's one of the reasons for I'm all being up there and visiting and trying to cover him, make sure somebody's around him, for the next duration. But he showed me that he opened up the back of my uncle's Ford Escape, and he had pillow and blankets and everything. He said that's where he slept. He camped. He's been camping in his truck. Then my uncle made allusion to it a couple times, and he kind of dug it out of me that I was camping in my truck, even going up there. And he said, well, you can camp in the driveway with your truck. So that was very sweet of him. And when my cousin showed me his dad's get up there, set up on the back of the Ford Escape, I said, oh, wow, it runs in the family, I guess. So it was kind of an icebreaker on that topic. But I didn't dwell on it too much, other than, they did ask me, well, what are you doing? What are you planning? And I had said that had been considering staying here for the summer, but anxious to get back to Reno too, to get back to work primarily. I spoke to my older cousin about the whole Lowe's situation. He says, yeah, he's heard that about them, that you can't get them pinned down to get hours. And that a lot of the people they've hired or part-time, which I knew that all the companies are doing that. They, and that's all I want. I just want a part-time job. I don't want a full-time job. So that would be fun. I just want them to respond and tell me if I'm on the schedule. I'll stop up there again today. I'll probably might try calling them again and then stopping up, because it's ridiculous. I think it's now been a week and a half, 2 weeks. I think it may be 2 weeks. I think it was like a Friday when I went in there. I can't really remember exactly. But yeah, it's getting a little long in the tooth, and I'm getting down in the funds. I've got, like I said, I couldn't buy the $60 rack because I have to take the truck. I don't know if I've mentioned this. It's this Stably link or Stably track. Message comes up, says service to Stably track. It's the traction control, and the code, or not the code, but the little traction control symbols have been coming up. It only seems to happen an hour after I've been driving. Yeah, I've been driving for an hour. It doesn't happen if I'm driving around town here, but the first time it happened, it was after me and my son had driven about an hour around the back roads here. And then it happened on the way up after about an hour, 40 minutes, and then it happened on the way back down last night after about 40 minutes or an hour. So something about when it gets heated up. I do have my check engine light back on. I think I'm low on oil. So I gotta check the oil, put some more oil in it, which I have. So anyway, I have to maintain the truck. I have to, the Stably link thing, they said it could be $100 fix or a $400 fix. So I gotta be aware of that. I'm not gonna go up there today, Taki. Let's go this way. So I can't buy the $60 T thing for my hitch. And I have the right hitch. I have the square hitch. It'll fit right in. I just have to probably buy a cotter pin to put through. And can't buy it until I get the truck fixed. And I don't know. It's down to fix the truck or pay the truck. Is where that's got the funds for. I don't think I have the funds for both. I have funds for one or for the other. Of course, I can get a few more funds from Joel when he gets his check on the 1st. But yeah, then that's going to leave me nothing to eat on, nothing for gas, if I do those two things. So I got to get some work. I got to get some money coming in somehow. So I'm going to focus on that. The guy that fixes has been my mechanic, runs a auto used car sales, and I worked there for him, and I've known him since I was 12 or 13, went to school with him, and he might have some work for me. He cleans his cars, so he does detailing, he does the mechanic work, and he sells used cars. He is getting more and more out of it. He's turned it over. His son is doing all the mechanic work. He never did the mechanic work. He always hired mechanics. Come on, Taki. And come on. What are you doing? She's getting deep in those woods. Like I said, this is her hunt drive, or prey drive. Here, she's full of it today. She's been running into the woods chasing squirrels 2 or 3 times. Twice really kind of yanking me, or once really kind of yanking me. The other time I was wary of it, and she kind of started to yank and then stopped. She had all tangled up in this little twig. Taki, you're causing me problems that I can't fix with one hand. Yeah, thanks. She just grabbed the stick out of my hand. Fine. You try carrying that down the thing and we get it untangled. Yeah, so know him well. He may have a little detailing work I could do. Might have even some office work I can do. That's less likely because I worked there in the office, but I really didn't do a lot. Mostly what I did was take photos of the cars and put them on the website. I maintained the website a bit. And the wife taught me some of the paperwork, but it's the second time I've been in a husband and wife team, and the wife doesn't. You're supposed to be trained for the paperwork, and she couldn't let it go, so she didn't let it go for me very much. So I didn't do much of it. I did more filing and answering the phone, setting appointments for repair, Taki, why are you doing this to me today? Get out here. Jeez, enough. I know why you're doing it. I don't know why I'm asking why you're doing it. And we've already been on this path, but we'll go again. Again, she's not doing anything cute. She was doing all this cute little jumping through the grass when I grabbed the camera. So that's my update. Still playing the low funds, trying to fix it. Trying to get to the next thing. It pretty much looks to me like I can't go back. I certainly can't go back without the truck fixed. And I probably can't go back in time for my grandson's 12th birthday on the 2nd, which really kind of makes me sad. But I don't have the funds. I don't have the money to make the trip. And things aren't in place well enough. I still don't know. My son's roommate moved out, which I'm glad of that because I think he was a drag on him. I think he kept him up too late. My son fed him a lot. I think he used a lot of my son's funds. I think my son was way too generous with him. And I even have a suspicion that maybe the guy stole from him. Can't confirm that, and my son doesn't think that would have been possible, but I just know that things came up missing after he came into the picture. So that's my take on that. So I'm glad he's gone. It also means that if my son will allow me to come in, I can go and clean up some, or I can have a place to sleep while I'm here, which isn't that big of a deal. I've got my groove on with the truck camping, and I like the truck camping. I like going to sleep, in the woods and waking up in the woods, but it's subject to being found out at any time that I'm homeless in my hometown and being rousted out of a particular area and told to move along. Oh, maybe she's going to do something fun. So, staying at his house and helping him get organized would be my preference for right now. Yeah, and I also wouldn't mind staying with my uncle and helping them out. They all live, the closest is I think 7 hours away drive. And so they're not, and they have lives. I mean, luckily my oldest cousin is retired like me, and he does have a job, but it's something that I guess he can get ample time off of. And it's not a 40-hour job, part-time job. So he can come up fairly often, but it's a 7-hour drive, and I don't know what they plan to do in the long term. I think my uncle is pretty stable where he is as far as he does need some assistance, but he gets around really good. He's out and about. He drives. He drives well at 88. He's very sharp. His mind doesn't seem to be drifty at all. His biggest thing, and he's complained about it and he's getting it fixed, is he's got a hearing aid that's not working too well. And so, but he will readily say, "Oh, I didn't hear that. I'm sorry, stupid hearing aid." And he'll turn his face towards you, and I'll turn my face towards him, but he hears just fine if you're sitting side by side talking. But if you're at a distance or there's a lot of background noise like there was in the restaurant, so he's got the improved hearing aid ordered. I was just waiting for it to come in. But yeah, I don't know if they would even want somebody there, lighten their burden, or if they're planning that, maybe he'll just move in with one of them. I don't think he wants to move in with one of them. I think he's content where he is. But, the fall after he had his shot is what they all are bothered by, which I totally understand that, because he ended up in the hospital after that for several days. Come on, you. And my other cousin, not his daughter, but my other uncle's daughter, my uncle who's deceased, is a CNA now at the hospital, and she saw his name on the board and went in and visited him, which was sweet. And he really appreciated that. Oh, come on, you. I got to brag about my granddaughter, who's the crane operator, high crane operator. So yeah, we got caught up. Yeah, she's wound up still. She might slow down a little bit. She's giving me a good workout. I'm sweating. It's warmer and muggier. The sun is out bright, bright, bright. Let you see me for a change in the landscape. Like I said, tired and sweaty already this morning. Got to do some errands. But enjoying the walk as always. Yeah, it's funny how she has different moods, different days. Like I said, some days she did do a run around a circle out in the big grass when we first got here. But some days she's just got a goal in mind and wants to get there, and some days she wants to look and stop and see everything, and some days she wants to go into the trees. Taki, come back. I can't go there. Come on, silly girl. Today's one of those days. But she's not pulling forward, so that's good. There's the lake peeking through there. Yeah, I guess I haven't filmed this part. I don't think I filmed this part. I'll keep the camera rolling. This is a little adjunct trail that I think peters out pretty quickly, so I'm not going to let her go down it if she wants to. Come on. Yep, she's all about the side trail today. The only time I like her pulling is going up hills. There's the lake again. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I haven't showed you any of this. The lake is full of algae, that's why it's so green. Some years it's worse than others. This year's a worse year because we had so much sun early on. Oh, come. She's bad with dogs.